Hey everybody, welcome to another replay in the Colorado. This time on the hotspot map. And we've got a pretty decent match out of this. 2 destroyers, 5 cruisers, 4 battleships, and a carrier for each team. It's a pretty even match. I spawn in the southwest corner and decide I'm going to just head for the middle and see what happens pretty much. Got pretty much half the US Navy down in this corner. And it looks like our teammates up in the northeast are also making a beeline for the center.
Our team has taken the lead.
Now typically this ends very poorly, but this match turned out to actually be not a bad idea. The enemy Fuso is spotted just out of range, heading northeast. Looks like he's trying to work his way around the southeastern cap zone, maybe around the islands, to get some shots into the sides of our ships as they head towards the center. He's out of my range, nothing I can do about him, so I just continue on. Now, I would like to claim that what you're about to see is me trying to set some masterful trap by lulling the enemy cruisers into a false sense of security, pretending to be AFK, but what was actually happening was me reading some forums, since I launched the game through the Steam browser, through Steam and had the browser open. So these guys are shooting at me, they're not actually hitting yet. It's just a pair of cruisers, so I'm not too worried. And it isn't until they actually hit me and set me on fire that I close the Steam browser and actually start playing the match.
Our team has taken the lead.
I wouldn't recommend this. It usually doesn't end well. Finally, one of them finds their mark and lights me on fire. I'm going to guess it was probably the Cleveland. Those things have a nasty habit of lighting fires on battleships.
Bullseye.
Get some pretty serious hits into him, and he's now caught on the hop out in the open. Looks like he's trying to run for cover behind this island to my right, but he's not likely to get there before he gets finished off. His best hope now is that he can do a lot of damage to me by lighting some fires. Sure enough, although I finish him off, he's able to light 2 fires on me, and this is going to drain my hit points very quickly. Now I hold on to my repair ability for a moment and then trigger it. I don't want to use it too early and risk not regaining as many hit points as I potentially could. The enemy Alba comes out, you see the little puffs of sea spray there where he dropped his torpedoes, so I know they're coming. But I was changing course as he launched them, so I might be okay. Unfortunately for me, he does the same thing and changes course slightly as I fire, so all my shots fall just short and a little too far ahead of him. But he is now, like the Cleveland, caught out in the open in front of a lot of angry battleships. Torps are incoming, but they're going to miss behind me, so that's all good. There's a wild melee going on in the central cap zone at the moment. A destroyer from our team, an enemy destroyer, and an enemy cruiser all vying for control of that zone. So finish off the Alba.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
The Fuso is now within my range, but the Hatsuharu to my front is a bigger threat. I'm a lot more scared of him than I am of distant shots from the Fuso. And so I begin to shift to the left to unmask my guns quicker. Looks like our destroyer was sunk, and so the enemy now control the cap.
All stations requesting fire support.
However, the enemy lost a cruiser in the process. Out goes my broadside, that's going to land directly on top of him, and sure enough,
Enemy destroyer sunk.
I could still just engage the Fuso if I chased after him, but it looks like there's not much point to it. He's now out of my range. I would have to actually give chase to hit him. I've got a low health Atlanta and a full health New Orleans here, which are much better targets for me at the moment. The Atlanta's taking fire from what I assume to be the New Mexico behind me. I only fire off half a broadside. There's no need for
We've destroyed
all
an enemy
8
cruiser.
guns when just a couple hits would finish him.
Our team has taken the lead.
And then I fire the remaining guns at the New Orleans. Looks like they're going to miss though. So already sitting on 4 ships sunk. And a fair amount of damage. We're in control of 3 of the 5 cap zones, including the central one. In fact, we now have a lot of ships in the central cap zone. And we're able to put pressure on the majority of the enemy battleships from their south, while we have another battleship and some cruisers to their east. So we've got them kind of in a pincer here. And the enemy Fuso is not really in a position where he can help. Managed to finish off the Nagato.
Battleship foundered.
I'm sure I'm completely mincing the pronunciation of all these Japanese ship names. I'm very sorry. I should probably get around to learning how you are actually meant to say them at some point, but apathy. In the meantime, I am faced with the terrifying prospect of 3 torpedo bomber squadrons all dropping torpedoes at me. Thankfully, the heavy anti-aircraft fire of my Colorado manages to spread the incoming torps, and it looks like the carrier is not really very good, because he actually missed me with most of those torps, missed me completely. Fire off some of my guns in the direction of the enemy New Orleans, and then switch the bow guns onto the enemy Warspite. Dive bombs are coming in. These are probably going to finish me off. They're much harder to dodge than torpedoes. And sure enough, there goes all my hit points. The next hit I take is going to kill me. I was able to take out 5 ships though, and 11 planes, which should leave that carrier nursing his wounds for a bit. And our team is now in a perfect position to win the game, with control of 4 out of the 5 cap points and a really good pincer on these 2 remaining enemy battleships up north, as well as the enemy aircraft carrier who's now spotted, and the enemy New Orleans and Fuso are basically off being irrelevant in the east side of the map.
Our victory is in sight.
Our other New Mexico, our New Mexico, not our other one, comes in from the cap zone, following after the Pensacola, and engages the Warspite. Looks like he's got the middle upgrade hull without the wartime camouflage, but with the built-up superstructure. Down goes Warspite. And our team is now focusing down the Amagi.